Alright, so welcome to this video lecture number 7, and in this particular video lecture we are going to be working on the first floor. We are going to be planning the first floor space accordingly how it should be used. So let's head on right on to Revit. Right, this is Revit. This is where we stopped in the last session. So I'm going to head over to my first floor level immediately. So this is my first floor level, right? You can see the lines are faint because there are no walls on the first floor. This is just a reflection of what is on the ground floor, right? So I can also use this to trace my first floor, right? So immediately I'm going to go to walls, save project. So I'm going to go to walls. I'm going to use the same type of wall that I've been using in my ground floor, right? So I am going to have walls, just trace it from the center. Make sure you're starting from the center and you're ending at the center, right? So the wall will perfectly align, right? Or if you don't want to do it that way, I think a better way is to, instead of drawing this wall like this, we can actually okay, I think that's the best way to go. Let's draw it. So I'm going to draw it from here to here, and then I'm going to have to here and then to here, and this is my staircase, and then to here and to here. There is something I would like to do in this space, right? How I want to plan this particular first floor is I am going to have this wall. I'm going to have this. I am going to have this wall, right? Basically almost the same thing I'm going to have here. Alright. Make sure you're tracing from the center of the wall to this. Alright. So, but then I am going to have this is going to be a bedroom. This is going to be a bedroom. Then I think I should have another bedroom here. Right. And now I want to have a very big balcony here. First of all, I want to have a reading room or a library here. Let's say that library is going to be 5 meters. Let me say the width is going to be 3 meters. That is 3225. That is from center to center, right? And then the height, this distance is going to be 5225, so that end to end will be 5 meters, right? So now I want to have a glass wall here, right? So that this place will be a kind of a lounge, right? A kind of an open terrace, so to say. Let's call it an open terrace, right? So how do I do a glass wall? I'll go under wall, right? Architectural wall, of course, and come to this place, scroll down, right? You can see storefronts, right? These glass walls are called curtain walls. That's another name. So you have curtain wall, exterior glazing, and storefront. So we can use any of them. You can edit the properties. You can rename. Let me rename it to glass wall. I can change my materials. I can change the spacing. I can change the mullion, that is the aluminium vertical and horizontal lining. Let me draw it so that you can see how it is in 3D, right? So let's look at the 3D and see. Now all my walls, I have to make sure that they are reaching the roof level. You can see that the height is too much, so that is because I didn't set the top level of the wall. So just highlight all the top wall from your elevation view, and okay, let me do it from 3D so that it will be easy. So highlight, hold Control and select all the walls. Select all your walls. Select all your walls, and the top constraint, base constraint is first floor, of course. The top constraint has to be the parapet level, right? The parapet level. I think that is correct. The next level should be my ground floor, first floor is 3 meters. Okay, it has to be the roof level instead, not the parapet level. There's something that is missing here, because this first floor is just 3 meters minus 5.4, that is 2.4 meters. It's supposed to be exactly 3 meters, right? So what I'm going to do instead, this roof level has to become the parapet level. The parapet level. So this level can be deleted. So this level is going to be deleted, but because these walls are attached to this level, it cannot be deleted. So if I try to delete, it will say view parapet level will be deleted. Okay, it can be deleted, that's fine. So I'm now going to draw my roof level. So just go to architecture, select the level, go to levels here, just the same way you draw your levels. So click on these peak lines, and then it's going to be 600 meters above the parapet, because the parapet is going to be 600 mm high. Right, so this is cool, right? So my parapet level is 6 meters, which is exactly 1 meter, which is exactly 3 meters first floor. And then I have my roof level here. So I'm simply going to select, let me go to 3D and select all my walls, hold Control and select all my walls. Select all my walls, and then top constraint will become parapet level. Perfect. Perfect. So the glass wall also top constraint parapet level. Yes. So you can see how my glass wall looks. So I can change the glass material, I can change the mullions. These are called the mullions. These aluminum linings here, they are called the mullions. So I can change them, right? So definitely I'm going to have a door that will lead to the balcony. I'm going to have a glass door that will lead to the balcony as well, right? So this is going to be a beautiful design. So okay, I don't want these lines. You can see the demarcation between the first floor and the ground floor. That is happening because I drew the first floor separately. So in order to avoid that, let me delete this first wall and then select the ground floor wall and make the top constraint to be parapet level so that it will go up, right? So I'm going to now have a single wall and I'm not going to have that demarcation, right? Because that demarcation is not looking nice. So select the wall and delete the first floor wall and then make this to go to the parapet level. So you have a beautiful design. All right, perfect, perfect. So likewise, for this case I have a cantilever here, so I can't this wall has to be separate because it is not fully the same dimension, right? But okay, that's this wall can be aligned parapet level and this wall as well. Okay, this one is already looking okay. How about this one? This center one. This center one can go to parapet level, right? How about this one? This can go to parapet level, right? Beautiful, 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 beautiful. How about this one? This can go to parapet level. Perfect. So this cannot go to parapet level because this wall and this wall have different dimensions. So I have a cantilever here. So yes, so this is going to be my master bedroom. I think that is going to be my master bedroom. Yeah. So there's going to be a door here that is going to lead to the balcony, to this big lounge, because it is not a balcony per se. Okay, so I think I have a good first floor plan right here. So I have a master's bedroom and there's going to be a door here, and I have another bedroom here with a toilet. I have another bedroom here with a toilet, and I have a study room or a library, and then I have a lounge, right? I have a lounge here. So then I'm going to have my staircase here. So you climb the staircase and come up, and now this place is going to be let's call it, maybe it can be used for anything. It can be used for, you can have another sitting room or another living room here. You can have a recreational space here. You can have anything. I think you can have a conference hall here, right? So whatever you want can be placed here, right? So what else? I think that is it. So this is going to be my, so this lounge, I'm going to make it in such a way that it is going to be all this area included. All this area will be included, right? As the lounge. So I'm going to make this a second living room or a conference room, right? Second living room is better. I think that's better. So this is how you can plan your first floor, right? So in the next video, we're going to add our doors and windows, and then in subsequent videos, we add the first floor slab as well as the components on the first floor. Yeah, so see you in the next video.